Hi, everybody, and welcome back to my daily hunt. And this is the Daily Hunt Show. I look for new ideas every day, and what I am trying to do is I'm trying to do a video with you guys, showing you what I'm looking at today, and in particular, where the market is currently. We're going to be looking at the S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, the VIX. The VIX is very important right now. The dollar and crypto with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I'm also going to be looking at a few other industries and market rotations happening right now and how I'm positioning myself in the markets. Without wasting any time, I'm going to go straight into sharing my chart. We're going to be covering the S&P 500 first, and then we'll be covering some of the other key charts. Right, so here you have the S&P 500. It's had a nice V-shaped recovery, as you can see here. And then since that V-shape, we've formed a channel, a rising channel. And there's two things I'm seeing here. There's two scenarios. There's potentially this overextension here, which gives us a euphoric movement in the markets up to around 6,700. I had an overextension section or zone of around 6,700. I don't think it will achieve that in this run yet without doing a dip, just because I'm seeing weakness here with a bearish divergence. Personally, I think we can do a little bit of a move up higher, a dip, maybe a move here, retest, then a break. So that break will probably come in late August, early September. We get the dip, we get the correction of around 5 to around 7-8%, and then we can look at rebuying the S&P 500 or restocking up on our stocks. At the moment, I am around 80-90% cash in my stock portfolio, and I am around 100% cash. I am 100% cash in cryptos. I'm definitely seeing weakness, and I'm not taking many short positions. I'm looking for rotations into particular industries, and I'm buying those, such as healthcare and so on. S&P, I don't think it moves any higher here, or if it does, a very, very small amount, and then we come back down. It's just very unlikely for this to keep on grinding up higher, especially when we can look at one of these other charts that I'm looking at the moment, which is Palantir Plus. Just want to get this for you guys really quickly. Palantir plus Mags plus Oracle plus AVGO. Okay, so this will kind of cover these large caps. And look, I mean, since April 21st, that's when the real kind of bullish momentum came into the market. The bottom area was around April 7th. Since then, we've kept the 20-year May area and the 10-year May area very, very well. And we've had a bit of a dip here. What I don't like about this is these bearish divergence. Now, we've had one here. We've had a small dip. We've had a second one here, third one here. Now we have a fourth bearish divergence. And I think if we're going to be realistic, it has to end very, very soon. I don't think this will continue like this for much longer. Yes, you know, there is potential for this continue to rise, but we're right at that point where it should and probably will break. And some of the signs here are a slowdown of this 20-year May. Do you see? Before it's kind of held through, slow down the 20-year May. And on the RSI, what I'm looking at is this area. Do you see it? This area here. And it's broken the upper zone, which is this one here. I'm not drawing it correctly, but I think you're getting the point. It's a zone where it's been it's had multiple retests. So with that being said, I think we're due a correction. I think we go all the way down to around 50, maybe even lower. If we do get a correction on this, I just want to see where the Fibonacci would take us. I don't tend to use Fibonacci often, but just a good gauge here. It's around 7, 15, and then we'll just look at the percentage drop if it corresponds with the S&P 500. Yeah, 12%. So from the current price, around 9%. So the S&P will probably drop around 5 to 7 if we get this move here. However, we could get sector rotation. We are seeing the healthcare sector having an uptick, a potential trend moving up higher. We've had a nice consolidation here and accumulation around the zone. If it breaks here, which it is, we're probably going to get a move up higher. And if we're looking at this with against the S&P 500, we have against a SPY. So if we're looking against S&P 500, we also have now a break. So we've had that 20 EMA break there. And if we draw a trend line, we had it since Thursday. Thursday was a key moment for healthcare. We've had United Health move up higher. We've had Warren Buffett go into it. We, in my Discord group, we've already moved into those stocks. We bought UNH. Before that, I tried to bottom pick this one. I tend to not do it. I like the bearish divergence. I bought it around here, around this area, and it's been a nice move. We've also bought AMPH. It's been pretty decent. One of the biggest winners we've had in the last few days in the Discord group. And when I share these for free via my watch list, healthcare might be doing really well. The sector rotation. I am a bit cautious about sector rotation and whether that's going to actually help the market very much. I think money will flow into healthcare. It might flow into defensive stocks, but the market overall will not be held up. So the S&P 500 will see that drop around 5 to 7%. We're going to be seeing the MAG 7, 8, 10 dropping as well. And I think that's a normal dip in the market, a normal correction. Again, when you look at the S&P 500, it's overbought, and it's in a position where it has to do a bit of a correction, whether that's on this channel or a little bit deeper. We'll have to see. September, October historically are bad months, starting with August, of course, which has been very volatile. And that brings me into the VIX, which is one of the things I analyze in detail to be able to figure out when that volatility will come in, when the fear will come in to the market. And it's been very predictable that there will always be some sort of dip or correction or volatility, tricky markets around that 15 level. Since 2024, August 2024, 15 has been a key level. And then when we go under, it's been the range of around 14, around 12 to 14. So how I'd explain this is if we go under 15, we are in a very, very euphoric, greedy market. And then when we hit that 12 area, maybe even a bit lower, around 11.8, could go even lower some periods. But when we hit that level, we're in high greed, and the likelihood of the dip coming in will be very, very soon. 15 seems to be a nice sweet spot where we get these smaller dips while the market grinds up higher. So we've had that here for a big period of time, so a long period of time where it's just keeps on testing this around 15, 16 area and then moves up higher, comes back down, tests again, moves up higher. And I think we're reaching at that a point now where after the April euphoria and the V-shaped recovery, it's kind of reaching a point where I don't think there is a lot of buying happening here. I don't think there is a lot of momentum coming into the market, at least for the next couple of weeks. So we've also had the higher low developing on the RSI. We've had a lower low here, so we have kind of a bullish divergence here on the VIX, meaning that the market should probably experience some volatility and sell-offs and maybe rotations. That's basically what's happening, and we saw it today. We're seeing it in pre-market today with this increase. We'll just have to see whether it holds through. If it breaks here, for me, we get that nice sell-off in the S&P, and we can look at potentially a rebuying around this area. So ideal for me would be 5,800, 6,000. And then we start loading up on stocks again once we recover and once we've got the market normalized and then demand comes in. That's what I'm looking at in terms of the stock market. The NASDAQ has reached my overextension area. So in December, I usually do analysis of what's to come for the coming year. And for me, we're getting these double tops and distribution accumulation area here. Very, very risky up until Feb. And if we were going to get a run, the extension zone was 24,000. We didn't. We had the rejection. Obviously, I sold off and tried to manage my positions. And we ended up rebuying around this area here in April. 21st of April was like a really nice, end of April was a really nice moment to buy. And that's when we've had this V-shaped recovery. Of course, we bought some around this area here as well, individual stocks. And for you guys that don't know that I'm a part of the US Investing Championship, I'm performing pretty well there. I'm up around 40 something percent. I think a little bit less now that we've had a bit of a sell-off and volatility coming in, around 30, 36, 37 for the year. And I've managed to maneuver around these really tricky markets in January to around March, especially the sell-off. I wasn't exposed. I went into cash completely. And then we've been able to take advantage of the moves up higher as much as we can, of course. There will be flaws. So it's been pretty good, but we are at that overextension area. And I think with the other chart that I showed you with Palantir and the Magnificent Seven included and so on, we will probably get a sell-off very soon. It's just inevitable. Okay, that's with the S&P done, the stock market. Now I want to go into crypto. So we've had a sell-off in crypto overnight, last few days. For me, crypto was a 50-50 zone. I didn't manage to do a video yesterday, which was Sunday. I'm just getting around to making content now. But the idea for me on Sunday with my live stream and with my members in Discord was we are in a 50-50 zone. We breach this trend line and we go short. If we continue up higher above 19,000, we go long. And as you can see here, we've breached the trend line. We are short. I think we can get maybe a retest tomorrow or today around this area. And then we go back down short again. But it's looking very, very tricky. There's a bit of a consolidation here, double top as well. There's a lot of drawings happening, but bearish divergence, double top. RSI looking like it really wants to go a little bit lower here to around 30. And what I'm looking at is maybe 39, maybe for support. So yeah, we're looking at a short here, and the real trade will be this, the rebuy. So potentially we go short for a couple of weeks, consolidates for a while, gets accumulated, we go long, and we then trade up to 131K. I think that's probably a good zone as well. 110K for a rebuy. Could go a little bit deeper, maybe all the way down to 100. Either way, we're making a 1 to 5 on this potential trade. So it's a good trade. This one here that we missed on the short side was a 1 to 3, in my opinion. Still very good trade. But that's what I'm looking at with Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance. It was due to move up a little bit higher, kind of find support here, bullish divergence. I think we could go a little bit higher here. And if we really wanted a bullish market in crypto, we had to see Bitcoin or an alt season type thing happening. We had to have Bitcoin move into 58% dominance. Ethereum's looking strong. We've traded it different levels. We've traded from all the way down since 1.6K in our Discord group, all the way up to 4.6K with 3 trades. I got out a little bit early. Was actually caught out in a small trade, which was just a rebuy of the same quantity that I had in this one here. So we rebought and then we sold off. Yeah, so we lost maybe somewhere around 2% of our profit from the previous trade, which is fine. But it's looking like we're going to go back down to 4K. And then lower than that, we have 3.7 and 3.2. These are the zones I'm looking at. Personally, I think we stabilize around the 4K zone. There's a lot of demand for Ethereum. So if we stabilize there, consolidate, come September into October, we can probably see a move up higher. 1 to 3, and then if we get the overextension to 5K, 1 to 5, and then my zone, what I really think we can achieve with Ethereum is 5.7K right here. So 5.7K would be a nice trade coming from 4K. We'll probably get a 1 to 7 risk reward here. Amazing trade. We've had some other 1 to 5s, 1 to 6s here, 1 to 4, 1 to 6, 1 to 5.7, 1 to 2. So we've accumulated, and we're looking to maybe get a 1 to 5, 1 to 6. But this would be an overextension. This would be euphoric buying coming in or moving up higher. And I think that I'm looking at in crypto is the dollar, the USDT dominance, and then I'll just go into the dollar and some other bits that we can cover, such as gold as well. And then I think that'll be it for the video. So we've got the dollar moving up higher. For me, this was a key moment. This was a key moment. So we had an overnight breach in this area, and I feel like now we get the US dollar moving up higher. We do have this trend line that it's respecting. So this is the second level now that we're looking at to potentially see further downside in crypto. So we had this initial one here, the 20 EMA area, as the key. We've had the bullish divergence happening here. We anticipated this anyway, weeks in advance. So around this area here, we anticipated, and then it came in today on the indicator. We always anticipate these moves, and we have a breach of this, which will probably take the market a lot further down, and maybe Ethereum to 4K, and a few of these other ones down here. These are the ones I bought in the recent move up higher. Link was a big winner. ARB was a big winner, and then we've had some smaller winners like Solano. Ethereum was a big winner. Bitcoin was a decent winner, so on. I think that's it for crypto. There's nothing else to really cover here. I do think that we see the dollar rise. That takes me into analyzing the dollar in general. The dollar is doing pretty well. It's respecting the areas that it should, and the area is the current price. It's this trend line here. So we have a trend line that's rising, higher lows and higher highs developing. The ideal here would be a higher high, because then that would continue this upward trend, and it would be a break of the neckline again. So we had the initial break of the neckline here, and we want another break of the neckline. And this would be probably a key pivot, key moment to trade and go long US dollar. That would be my key moment. If you guys trade currencies and want to trade against the US dollar, you would go long US dollar around this area. It'll be a key moment for that bullish momentum, and you're probably going to get at least this. So at least 100, maybe 101.8 on this move. That's what I'm looking at on the dollar, and I think that coincides with sell-offs in the S&P 500, could coincide with a sell-off in crypto, and you could trade it if you want to. I tend to not really trade the US dollar or currencies. I just use them as a guide for my trading in the stock market and crypto. So we have gold. Gold is rising. The thing with gold is it's in a consolidation phase, and what I would look at is break of this 3.325 area, or a break above 3.389 or 3.39, that this would be bullish, this would be short. Personally, I am leaning more towards continued consolidation here. And I don't really see significant bullish momentum just because of the weekly, but I do like the weekly at the moment. So when I look at this, I don't see it as a sign of weakness, right? So I don't see this consolidation as a sign of weakness. And even if we do get a sell-off in gold, it would be a retest of the ascending trend line, maybe 20-year May, and then we bounce off. So I think it's bullish. I think we're looking at gold here, preparing for a big move, because we've seen it previously here in January. So there's something brewing where gold is consolidating. It's being accumulated, and we're probably going to see an overextension to 3.6K and onwards. That's what I'm seeing on the weekly. It's looking very good, but is still, and I quite like the RSI coming from this area. So I like the RSI coming from this 60 area, and then moving up higher and becoming over, and then getting the bearish divergence. So it would be like this would be the final move. Something like this would be nice. Over extension in price, and here you have it. An over extension in price, something like this. That would be ideal. So we go all the way up to 3.75 K, and we get the RSI rejecting it, and then we sell off. That would be my play. I mean, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not trading gold itself, but I will be trading stocks connected to gold, and I will be looking for opportunities on the long side for gold. Silver's doing pretty well. Has been doing pretty well as well for quite a decent amount of time. I think it's just also in a consolidation phase with a tendency to move up higher now. US oil, don't really like it. It's not really providing any opportunities here. It's not really my type of chart to trade. I did like natural gas, and I think I'm a bit early here for natural gas to move up higher, but seasonality coming in. This RSI level tends to be a good buying zone. We've had, the only downside here is we've had a breach of this support area. And I think seasonality will kick in very soon, and we'll see that natural gas moving higher very, very soon. I'm probably going to put an alert here just to have one in and see what's happening. I think that's it. One of my stocks maybe that we can cover, IQ. Just rotating some of my capital. IQ is in my portfolio at the moment. And it's moving really, really well for me today. We bought around this 1.99 area. We also shared in our Discord group, and this is why I invite everybody that watches the video to join the Discord group for free. The link is in the bio. You'll have, not only will you have analysis throughout the day, macros on market conditions and all of my opinions there, but you're going to have a watch list which is for free. As you can see here, I've shared a few in the last few days, like TIL, HAIN, AZY. We can run through some of these and you can have a look. Not all of them will work out, and not all of them will be trades that I take, but IQ was one of them, and TIL was also one of them. But I think TIL is kind of in the consolidation phase here. It's on the verge of breaking out. SCDG moved really well. You can see it here. Not gold, SCDG moved pretty well. As you can see here, I shared it on Friday around open and around 340, and then it's continued to move up higher. I think it looks quite strong. The Carvana. So you're going to get free ideas through the watch list. Hasn't moved, but I didn't trade that one. I actually traded just TIL and IQ. So although there were some other decent ideas, I only traded that one. Let's just see one of these other ones. Yeah, to me, this looks pretty nice for metals and TIPA, and it's just getting ready. It's a slow burner, but it's getting ready. And then we have, so yeah, you're going to get free ideas, not only in stocks, but you're going to get ideas in crypto. So join for free. There is a paid section of community, but that obviously requires you learning my strategy and then being able to join. I try and keep it very, very exclusive, the paid version, but the free community is pretty good as well. With free ideas, free watch lists, top swing trades that I'm looking at. And again, you're getting it from somebody that's in the US Investing Championship, that is in the top 10, 15 traders there. That's performed around 40% so far this year in stocks. So I definitely know what I'm doing, and I know how to make money, especially in stocks and swing trading, major cryptos like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are basically what I do for crypto as well. So that's it for me for today. Join the Discord group. The link is below. Follow me on social media. Subscribe to this channel. Comment below if you found this useful, and also like the video. Take care.